Yo, it's official. Like a referee with a whistle. So like and share this episode. And by the way, happy Father's Day to all the fathers, the real ones, the fathers that represent their last name, their family last name. I know sometimes on Father's Day, a lot of us don't get the props or the attention that we deserve. It's just my opinion, but it's not to the level of how it is when it's Mother's Day. You know what I'm saying? We know what it is. You know what I'm saying? But enough respect to all the fathers out here, man. You know what I'm saying? Because if it wasn't for the fathers, there would be no family. Let's keep it 100, baby. If it wasn't for the fathers, it wouldn't be no family. It wouldn't. It wouldn't be no Thanksgiving. Let me tell you why I say that. It's already treacherous out here as it is. And if a woman is single with no man around, I can almost say it's 100% chance that woman is going to be taken advantage of if ain't no man around. I'm not talking about the neighbor next door, check up on you every once in a while, or your dad down the street on the other side of the town, or that ain't enough. I'm talking about if you're a woman, you don't have a guy in the same household with you, you're going to get taken advantage of in some way, somehow. Guaranteed. I'll go as far as to say, if you're a woman right now and you don't have no man, you're being taken advantage of and you don't even realize it. On so many levels, you're being taken advantage of at your job because they know you're single. They know you're a single mom with kids. People on your job take advantage of you. People in your neighborhood might take advantage of you. Your friends might take advantage of you. Your family members might take advantage of you. But if you had a man around, most of that shit would stop, would cease. That's the impact of having a man around. You can't even buy shit without being taken. You can't even buy a car. A woman can't even walk on a car lot without being taken advantage of by herself. Can't buy a house without getting taken advantage of in some type of way. Sure, she'll get the car, get the house, but she'll get ripped off some way, somehow. But if there's a man there in her presence, she ain't gonna get taken advantage of by the mechanic or by the salesman or by a real estate agent or by the lender or by the pest control man. So that's the impact of a man in a woman's life. And a lot of these women, be saying, hey, I don't see the benefit of a man being around. The benefit of a man being around so you won't get ripped off and taken advantage of. You silly acting woman. That's the benefit of a man. It ain't just because a man can pay some bills. Anybody can pay some damn bills. Anybody can put some money, a couple of dollars together, a couple $100 together and pay some damn bills, man. Come on now. You can stand at a red light and beg. 12 hour, you can stand at the red light, any city in America, 8 to 12 hours at the red light and beg for money. And after, 6 days, you have a couple $100 in the bucket. I'm just saying, I've seen this happen over and over again. I don't care who you are, black, white, homeless, whatever. A kid, you can stand at any red light in America and beg for money, and you have a couple $100 at the end of the week. You know, anybody can come up with some money to pay some bills. Shit. For real. So the value of a man ain't just to pay bills. The man's presence is priceless. Fathers save lives. Yeah. When that door fly open, these women ain't gonna be running to the door. They're gonna be scared, yelling and screaming, looking at you like, "Oh, what's going on?" Ah! Yeah, see, it'll be that. See, all that tough talk. That's out the fucking window when that door fly open. See, as a man, we put our life on the line when we're around a woman. When we live with a woman. We basically, literally put our life on the line. Anything could happen. Anything could happen if you live with somebody. So when a woman starts talking that bull crap, you tell her, hey, what do you bring? Well, she said, what do you bring to the table? Bitch, I put my life on the line. That's literally, and then there's no way to get around that. I'm not saying something will happen, but it could happen. It could go down like that. You might have to whip somebody's ass. You know, a woman ain't gonna do that. A woman ain't built like that. There's some women that, you know, they got some special training or whatever, of course. But even that woman that's all muscular and in shape and she's into fitness, man, please. She'll be the first to get scared. Come on, man. What are we talking about? That's why I always tell a lot of these dudes, man, take what women say with a grain of salt. Oh, that's tough talk about, I don't even pay that shit no attention. That shit is laughable. That shit is laughable, man. This is why you have to love yourself. Love yourself like your life depends on it. Because it really does. You know what I'm saying? And I always say, nobody loves me as much as me. It's impossible for another human being. I don't care who she is or what she says or how much she confesses her love and compassion for me. She can't love me more than I love me. No. You know, I love me some me. For real. I mean, nobody can tell me anything about me that I don't know. I know my flaws. I know my strengths. I know my weaknesses. But when I look in the mirror, when I'm looking at this camera right now, hey, man, I have no complaints, man. You know what I'm saying? Damn. You know, if I'm butt naked with a woman, I have no complaints. And I like how I look naked. God damn. Yo, for real. You know what I'm saying? Most people can't say that. They can't say they like what they see when they naked. Hey, I like what I see. I like what I see when I look in the mirror, when I'm in the camera, when I'm naked with a woman, when I'm naked by myself. It don't matter. There's different levels to this shit. For real, for real. You know? And I don't need no validation from nobody. Nobody has to tell me how good I am, how all the accomplishments I've done over the years. I don't really care about none of that shit. Nobody's opinion is better than mine. Everyone has an opinion. Nobody's opinion is better than mine. For real. Even when my parents were living. Rest in peace to my parents. And happy Father's Day to my dad. No, even their opinion wasn't as better than mine. Yeah, they had their opinion because, you know, they're my parents. But at the end of the day, I'm like, look, I got to live my own life. I got to make decisions based on how I want my life to be. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to live my life. No one's going to live your life for you. And when I figure that out, I'm like, shit. One day my parents going to be gone. And when they're gone, am I going to be sitting around here thinking about all the decisions I made because my parents wanted me to do that shit? I said, hell no, man. I gotta make decisions today. And in 10, 20 years, I can look myself in the mirror and be like, shit, the reason why it's like this today because of the decision I made 10, 20 years ago. Not the other way around. I'll be looking in the mirror and the reason why things are this way because my parents said, because the decisions my parents wanted me to make 10, 20 years ago. Hell no. Hell no. So I made the decisions that I wanted because I wanted to live life on my own terms. I didn't even care what a woman thinks. If I met a woman and she didn't understand me, well, that's on her, man. Either she's in or she out. And there's always somebody that's waiting, you know, to replace her. You know, there's always somebody for everybody. There's no soulmate. There's no one person that's for you for the rest of your life. What kind of nonsense is this? Look, you might have 2 or 3 soulmates in your lifetime if you live long enough. But ain't no one person that's your one and only soulmate. That's silly shit. That's Valentine shit, man. That's some fantasy shit. I mean, logically speaking, even scientifically speaking, that shit is some sci-fi fantasy bullshit that some big corporation wanted to make some money, so they came up with a campaign that they could feed the people on television or in the movies so people could go buy some candy on Valentine's Day. This is nonsense. And people buy into it. You know, people are saying things today. I don't even know what the hell they talking about. Like, I don't even know what that means. Some of the shit they be saying, like, what the fuck? How did they come up with this shit? And 9 times out of 10, it's some rapper or some entertainer just said the shit and they just kept saying it over and over, and it catches on and it goes viral and it becomes a meme or some shit like that online. And then the entertainers just keep promoting the shit, you know. And then it goes, all of a sudden you see it on television. Then you might see something in a store, a product pertaining to what you saw on television. But it's all based on profit at the end of the day. They want people to buy their products. So they'll come up with something clever to say, the right message in front of the right people. And at the end of the day, they want you to go to the store or go on the internet to their website or Amazon and buy their products. But that ain't, at the end of the day, that shit is more of a, it's not about logic, or it's not really about you, really. It's really about the big businesses that start these campaigns. But a lot of people, you know, they go along with it because it feels good. Because a lot of people don't know who they are, or they're still trying to figure it out. So a lot of these big companies just play on people's insecurity. And it works. And it's been working for what? I don't know, 100 years or better. You know, for a lot of these companies that's been around for a long time, Coca-Cola and all these big companies, you know, they've been around forever. It's old money. They've been around for 100, 200 years. You know, but I just never bought into a lot of that shit. Me personally, you know, but one of the main reasons why, I think I had, I always had people around me that would tell me, differently. You know what I'm saying? They would say, hey, that's, you know, that ain't the business, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh, P.S. by the way, hey, follow me on Instagram. Yeah, follow me on Instagram, man. I want to get my numbers up on Instagram, man. Yeah, follow me. You know what I'm saying? I'll put the link below after I get out of here. You know. But yeah, man, if you don't love yourself, it's impossible to love anybody else. It's impossible. You don't like what you see when you look in the mirror. If you got identity problems, you're gonna be walking around here acting like the person that you're trying to date is basically gonna be liking somebody else because you don't know who you are. You have no identity. So by the time if this is important, if you somehow at some point figure out who you are, that relationship is going to suffer because it's like, because 5, 10, 15 years, maybe 20 years might go by. And all of a sudden you found yourself, you seen the light, and the other person going to be looking like, oh, who the hell is this damn person? I don't even know who this bitch is no more. You know what I'm saying? I thought I knew who she was, But you found yourself now, right? So this person that you've been together for a long time with gotta get to know you all over again. And this is how a lot of divorces happen, because it starts off where one person, at least one person, don't know who they are. They act like they're not enough. They have to be somebody else. And this is their way of thinking. They don't know who they are, so they're like, okay, I gotta be somebody else. I gotta put on somebody's hair. I gotta put on a bunch of makeup. I gotta dress like this, talk like that, walk like this, you know. But lo and behold, that ain't really who this person is. They don't know who they are. They don't have their own style. Everything they're doing is a knockoff from somebody else. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of, you know what it's kind of like? It's kind of like music. It's kind of like music, like hip hop music, for example. You got people all over the world listening to hip hop music is one thing. Rap music is one thing. But then you have people that they get dreadlocks, braids. They start dressing like I do. You know what I'm saying? But the way they dress is kind of like a knockoff. That ain't really who they are. That's not, hip hop ain't really a part of their culture, because it don't come from them. So they start speaking, you know, Ebonics, but it doesn't sound right. It doesn't look, the clothes don't even look right on them, because they haven't really been around anybody like me, you know, to see how I dress, how I walk, how I talk, my swag, charm, and charisma. They haven't really been around anybody like me. What they did is looked at the television or saw a picture, and they tried to copy and kind of mimic what they see on the poster or on the television. But that's kind of a watered down version of what hip hop is really all about. They're trying to be somebody else because maybe they're rebelling in their culture or their family. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? So how do you get to know? So if a woman shows up wearing, I guess, baggy jeans, high heels, a shirt on, maybe maybe her jeans is cut up and she got braids, and let's say she from Japan, right? I'll be looking at her like kind of weird, like, what the hell? You know, the Japanese girls don't wear no braids like that. They don't really dress with cut up jeans, and that's not normal, right? So I'm like, I'm kind of confused. I don't know what the hell I'm looking at. I don't know, you know? And see, let's say that same woman that shows up, the Japanese girl show up, she look like she's hip hop. She listen to rap music, she love Drake and all, Jay-Z, whatever, right? And let's say 10, 15 years go by, all of a sudden, she don't dress the same no more. She dressed like a white woman. She dressed like a white woman now. You're like, yo, what? So now I'll be thrown off. Again, I'll be thrown off. You know, because I'm like, well, first she used to dress like she was hip hop. Now she dressed like a white woman. And she's Japanese. So I'm like, what the hell going on, man? I don't even know who this broad is. I mean, I thought I knew who she was in the beginning. But now, come to find out, I really don't. So now I got to get to know her all over again. And in the relationships, if I stick around, the relationship, we starting all over. And that's very confusing, you know, for a lot of people, you know. And the reason why a lot of people are like this because they don't know who they are. They don't know themselves. And a lot of times they don't like themselves. So that's very confusing. This is why I say, if you don't love yourself, you can't love no one else, and no one can love you. It's impossible. It's impossible. And if you have kids, you're going to pass that shit down to your kids. You're going to pass those insecurities down. You're going to pass that mindset down that I ain't enough. You know, your kids going to be confused just like you are. You know what I'm saying? So basically you're going to raise a next generation of failures. You know what I'm saying? This is why it's so important to love yourself. Find yourself. Figure out who you are before you get all intertwined and start to mingle with someone and get serious. Figure out who you are first. Get your shit together. I'm talking mentally. I'm not talking about physically. It starts right here between your ears. And then you can start outside. But until you get that mindset right, you're going to struggle with the skills. Because once you have the right mindset and you have the skill set and you have the habits, but you don't have the mindset right, everything else is going to suffer. You're going to always have to start all over again. You know, it's like you start, quit, and then you be like, man, I started, but I didn't finish. And that's going to be like, and that's going to funk with your mind mentally. You're going to be like, you're going to get to a point, if you keep doing that over and over, you're going to get to a point where you're going to feel like a loser because you haven't really completed anything. You don't got no wins underneath your belt. See, your accomplishments and wins give you strength, confidence that, hey, I can do this shit. I've done this before. I have the experience. I have something to, I have a foundation. I have something to pull on. I have faith. But if you start, you quit, that starts to be your new programming. That's why you got to get the mindset has to be right first. Mindset, habits, skills. That's how it goes. And I've learned that people that struggle with identity issues and they don't know who they are, they don't know what they want to be, and they don't know what they want. Everything else usually struggles too. And take a look at anybody that has successes and failures. What you're going to see is it started in the mind. Somebody that's winning on high level, maybe he's a high performer in any field. What you're going to hear is listen to how this person is talking. Listen to how this person operates. They might operate in a way where you might say, God damn, he's arrogant as a motherfucker. He's an arrogant prick. That's what you might say. He doesn't think he's an arrogant prick because he's figured out how to win and how to overcome all types of obstacles and all kinds of setbacks. That's where a lot of that arrogance comes from. But you don't know what they've been through, though. So it's easy for you on the outside to judge and say, hey, man, he's an asshole. It's easy for you to say that. Y'all not in the same league. That person, he's like in a different world. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. It's easy to sit on the sideline like a fan and have your own opinion. But the person that's on the field, the person that's in the trenches, the person that's demonstrating what you like to see, they're on another level. They're like in a different world. You're just on the side. You're like a fan. This is why we have fans. Fans are basically fanatics, people that aspire to be who they're looking at. They want to be these people, but they, in their minds, a fan's mind, they look at it like, this motherfucker's superhuman. I can't do that shit. I can't be like this person. And I would say in most cases, that's not true. No. You can probably do the same thing this person is doing. I mean, yeah, we all have the same time 24 hours in a day. You know, unless you, I don't know, maybe you're too short, or you got some type of disability or some shit like that. Or maybe you're not physically gifted or something like that. That's understandable. But if it all comes down to you waking up with the right mindset, right skill set, and right habits, there's a good chance you can duplicate the same thing that the other person has done. Now, will you have the same successes as that person? Probably not. Because there's different levels to this shit. There's different levels to the game. But you can be successful. You can, anything is possible, especially in this day and time. In this day and time, look, this is the best time to be alive today. You can do anything today, damn near. Oh man, this is gonna be my next video. I'm not gonna go into that, but today you can do shit today that it would be almost impossible when I was growing up. Oh man, you can do almost anything is possible today. Oh man, this is the best time to be alive. Now it's also the wildest time to be alive. It's the best time to be alive and the wildest. Crazy shit going on out here, but that's gonna be a story for another day. You know what I'm saying? That's a video for another day. I'm gonna talk about that in my next video. Maybe I'll bring Real on and we'll talk about that together. But yeah, but at the end of the day, you have to love yourself. If you don't love yourself, women won't even love you. Women won't even respect you. Your kids won't even respect you. Man, the dog might not even respect you. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't know who you are. That's the problem. If you don't love yourself, they don't know who you are. They don't know. They might even know probably don't even know where you stand with anything. They don't know your politics. They don't know how you feel about your family. They don't know how you feel about the kids. They don't know how you feel about her, your wife, or your girlfriend. You know, people don't know where you stand. They be like, well, shit, I don't really know how you think. I don't really know, because they don't know. You never said anything. And you probably don't know either. That's why you didn't say nothing. So basically, you got with this woman and you putting your life on the line for something, and you don't even know who you are. And she don't know who you are. And the kids don't know who you are. What a sad place to be. And these type of relationships, either two things are gonna happen. It's going to end, or y'all gonna have to start all over again. Yeah, that's what usually has to happen. Y'all gonna have to start all over again from scratch. That's what usually has to happen. And 9 times out of 10, people usually break up and move on. I mean, they have to start all over again. They'll start all over again with somebody else instead of starting all over again with you. Which sometimes shit don't make no sense. But, you know, people feel like too much damage have been done in a relationship. So they feel like, well, I'll just rather move on and find somebody else. You know, see, because they think a lot of women think like this. They think, oh, okay, I'll find some. They think they can find somebody else because a lot of women think that they're better than they are, which that's an ego thing. You know, ego thing. They think they're better. I'm like, you're not as better. You're not as good as you think you are. You know, but you can't tell a woman that. You know, it's like you ain't never heard a woman say, or even a woman say to another woman, she ain't no good. You ain't never heard a woman say no shit like that. Oh, you don't deserve a man. You never heard a woman say no shit like that. You never heard a woman say no shit like that to another woman. You know? So it's that. Now, there's plenty of guys have said that. Oh, he ain't shit. She shouldn't be with him. There's plenty of guys that said that. We call guys out all the time, but women don't call other women out. You know what I'm saying? This is why I always say women don't really have standards. You have to be the standard. You have to set the tone, just like they're doing in sports or in business. When they start a company or start a new team, hire new people, you as a leader have to set the tone. You have to start it. You have to set the tone, the framework, so to speak. You have to start it and you might have to end it. That's just reality. Nothing lasts forever. You know. But a lot of guys, unfortunately, are cowards. You know, a lot of guys are cowards. That's why they don't want to lead. They're like, they'll just go along, get along. Whatever she says is best. And we know that's a lie. We know it ain't true. But they'll go along with it anyway because, oh, she won't give me none. Man, please. You know. Man, please. Once you get past the sex and how a woman looks, everything else is really easy. It ain't really that complicated. It's simple. You know what I learned over the past 30 years? It's the little things that make a big difference. Not the big things that make a big difference. It's the little things that make a big difference, not the big things that make a big difference. It's true. It's the little things that make a big difference. Yeah, it's the little things that make a big difference. So you got a lot of nerds that they think, okay, if I got a good job and I'm a good provider, that somehow a woman just supposed to lay down and do whatever. I mean, come on, man. It's silly shit like that. They think it's the end. There's a lot of incels, a lot of these Reddit, these and I think it's 4chan where you got a bunch of nerds. Just a lot of these guys hate women. So they're just basically saying they're just trying to make sense of how lame and mediocre. And a lot of these guys are suckers too. So it's like if they see a guy doing anything that at least they think he shouldn't be doing, they'll just come up with some type of way to rationalize it and justify it. And there's always some negativity attached to it. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? But at the end of the day, there's no one shoe that fits every woman, every man or every woman. There's always different variables in between. There's no black and white thinking, when it comes to people. We're not robots. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people try to treat us like robots, like, things supposed to be this way, things supposed to be that way. I'm like, no, things are supposed to be the way it's supposed to be based on the person that's involved. People are crazy, But you got a lot of nerds that, they just can't understand why certain women behave and act the way they do. So, they'll just come up with any way to justify why things are the way it is. And it's like, and then they start making up, and then they start coming up with all these names, Pookie and Ray Ray and all this shit. And then they try to, they take things out of context. They say, oh, these women like Pookies and Ray Rays. I'm like, what the hell is that? And then they tried to say that somehow Pookie and Ray Ray is the street dudes, street hustlers. Well, I'm like, the street hustlers I know they about getting money. They ain't sitting down watching TV and being dusty. That ain't the street hustlers I know. But these nerds will, try to say, well, I don't know why they want to fuck with the street dudes, this and that, and blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, the reason why they like fucking with street dudes because a lot of street dudes are real. They're authentic. And they like, sometimes a woman like being around a guy that know how to get the money, get the bag, legally or illegally. And street guys, for the most part, they're fun to be around. You know what I'm saying? And they're not doing what a lot of these nerds are doing. They're perpetrating and manipulating the girl and trying to act like somebody else because he don't know who he is, just like I said earlier. A lot of these nerds don't know who they are. The street dude ain't trying to be nobody else but himself. So that's why a lot of women will fuck with a street dude, a street hustler. He know who he is. And he ain't faking. But a lot of these nerds, they don't know who they are. They just think, okay, I got me a Lamborghini or some shit like that. Or a BMW. So somehow this broad she should automatically flock to me. I'm like, what? Nah, don't worry. Everybody ain't the same, bro. There's different types of women. There's different classes of people. And then you had some of these guys, they think that, all women love money. Bro, all women ain't the same. and and they can't decipher who's a hoe and who ain't. They just throw all women in the same bag. If she's a hoe, or they all hoes. Fuck them bitches. I'm like, bro. And a lot of this comes from their own insecurities and the girls that they've met growing up in high school or college or however long they've been living. They speak from their own experiences, and I'll be like, who the fuck you been hanging around all these years? Because all women aren't alike. All women ain't hoes. But I didn't think I had to say that. But I think in today's time, you have to actually say, I'm not talking about all women. You have to actually say that. Because these dudes, they so simple-minded and don't have no common sense. It's like you have to actually tell them that, hey, I'm not talking about all women. You know what I'm saying? You have to actually say that. You can't speak in general with a lot of these guys today. And then you have millions of guys online that think like this, these nerds. A lot of them hate women. A lot of them beat their women. A lot of them, these guys beat their women. They hate women. And, they take their frustrations out on women because at the end of the day, they have bad social skills. And a lot of these women don't like them. That's why they cheat on them. Because they don't know who they are. And a woman knows he's a fraud. So that's why fuck him. I'm gonna go fuck with somebody else. I'm not saying it's right, but that's usually how it goes. You know what I'm saying? So hey, share this video. If you like what you heard, hit the Cash App. Once again, happy Father's Day. I didn't plan on being on here that long. I only plan on being on here for 30 minutes. But hey, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out here representing your last name and representing your family. Share this video. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.
Alright. Just got the call, it's going down tonight. It's a lot of goodbyes here tonight. But then I saw the sky and that I like. Hear from God.